Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's your friend Bats. My name is Jared, and I guess this is a thing. DC Blackout. Uh, so I remember back in February, there was, what did they call it before? It was DC So Black, or no, DC So White. DC So White, and at the time, they were counting. I mean, I guess they still are. They're counting the days that DC has not had an ongoing series in the main continuity. That's a very important caveat to their argument, because Absolute Green Lantern is not good enough. And when I say they, I mean the boycott crowd, the people who have orchestrated this movement of DC So White, hashtag DC So White, hashtag DC Blackout. The viewers and fans and followers of YouTube channels like what is his name, Black Nerd Without Fear, and JP Numba, and a handful of other comic book influencers and YouTubers that want to make a statement regarding their fandom. I'm not. They want to make their statement that DC should have better representation for black characters in the main continuity. It's a fair statement, and I don't disagree with the said statement. What I do disagree with is the demand, the real pushback of everything, the way that they're going about it. I think it's kind of it's negging in a way. It's really trying to manipulate the argument and like control the narrative of the business, like telling a giant corporation that you need better representation, in being like, we're gonna boycott you if you don't do it. And which is kind of funny, right? Because like it's funny and kind of backwards in a way, because DC's under the impression that black people don't show up to buy comic books, and they're all like, that's the whole point of DC So White, I think, was like, hey, we're here, we do buy comic books, and we, and now they're like, now it's Blackout, DC Blackout, where now they're not buying, they're boycotting DC until their demands are met. And so there's this like this kind of irony of like, DC believes that black people don't buy comics, and now like black people are like, yeah, we're not gonna buy comics. It's like I like Black Nerd Without Fear and JP Numba, if you're watching this, did you guys think this through? I know JP just loves me. He says I dog whistle, which I still don't understand what that means. Like, can you explain it to me in the comments? Like, my dog's sitting right here, and if I go, yep, he looked. So, hey buddy, what's up? You're a good boy, dude. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to wake you up. So yeah, apparently I'm a dog whistler. I mean, I just whistled at my dog. But I really don't understand. Like, I've looked it up, what that means, and I don't think I do that. I just kind of speak freely and speak my mind. I'm not trying to have some hidden agenda in my language. I just think that, people don't show up for I Am Batman. And as a collector and a reader of Batman comics since 1995. And I have thousands of Batman comics. I'm looking at the boxes right now as I'm recording this, and you can go on my channel and see I have an entire shelf of Batman. I have over 200 collected editions of Batman. And so when I say that, I'm not trying to brag. I'm trying to say that I feel like me as a long, like 3 decades deep Batman reader and collector, I have the voice to say I Am Batman was dog do. The concept of it was dog do. The idea of it could have worked if like Bruce was dead, Dick was dead, Damian was dead, Tim was dead, like any other 20 other members of the Bat family were dead. You could all just throw them in a parallel universe and be like, hey, the other 2 black guys who are in the Bat family, yeah, they're also thrown in the parallel universe, and Lucius Fox's other son, who appeared in like 2 panels in the 70s, is here to be the new Black Batman. Like, I'm a big fan of Signal, and I'm a big fan of Batwing, and though Luke and Duke don't get any, and like I get it, yeah. Like I bought all of the Signal comics. I bought all of We Are Robin. I bought all those as they were coming out. I was buying all of the Signal comics, which was only like a 6-part miniseries, and then when I jumped into Batwing, when the character switched from, I forget the Judd Winnick's character, the Grant Morrison character, the guy with like the metal. His costume was terrible. He was like Batman of Africa, but then when it switched over to Luke Fox, I was like, oh, this character's cool. He's a MMA fighter by day and crime fighter by night. That's cool. Yeah, like those characters don't get it, but like I Am Batman is stupid. It's just a stupid idea. And the boycott crowd always wants to like remember how much they hated Dan DiDio, but it was Dan DiDio's idea to come up with a new, diverse Batman. And there was already like 2 other, diverse candidates, and they're like, nah, we need a 3rd one. All right, fine. And then the 3rd one, like, the book's called I Am Batman, but it's not Batman, and it's not in Gotham, and has none of the Batman's rogues galleries, and so what's the point? And like when Bruce Wayne has 10 other Batman available comics to choose from, why would any Batman reader go, oh yeah, I'm gonna get not Batman, aka I Am Batman? Like, why? That doesn't make any sense. It's stupid. It's genuinely stupid. And to have the argument that DC is like, they hate black people and they don't do enough representation, even though like there's plenty of titles with black people in them. And yeah, it is very unfortunate that they do not have the star power to sell an ongoing series that is financially profitable for DC Comics. That sucks. I agree. But saying, oh, we're just going to stop buying DC until you guys give us something is so entitled and so stupid. Like, if you genuinely think not buying DC Comics is going to affect DC Comics, be like, hey, this group of black people and a few handful of white liberals are going to stop buying DC Comics to support Black Power. like you're dumb. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be rude. I'm not. You're just not thinking straight. You're thinking with your heart and not your brain. And you need to like just use a little bit of logic. If you stop buying DC Comics realizes that you don't buy DC Comics. It's stupid. I can't make it any more straightforward than that. It's more stupid than the white fist for your black movement. It's stupid. It doesn't make any sense. I'm sorry. JP, I'm not trying to be a butthole. Black nerd without fear. I'm not trying to be rude and call you out too, but it's genuinely stupid. It's so stupid. Come on. Like, let's just do simple math. Simple math. Let's say something like Absolute Batman sells 100,000 copies. Right? 100,000 copies a month. And let's say, just for easy numbers, the black American population is 13%. So 13,000 copies of Absolute Batman aren't going to sell. But let's say also that the fact is that is there 13,000 African American comic book collectors? I don't know. I can't really say I know, but I don't. And this is just my personal experience in my own life. In one of the stores that I've shopped at for like 15, almost 20 years, somewhere in that range, there are, I would say, 4 regulars that are black that come into that store out of the 100 regulars that come in every Wednesday. And I'm friends with the owner, and there's 4 black regulars out of his 100 regulars that come in every week to buy comics. And so just that store alone, I don't even think those 4 black regulars are even DC readers. I know one of them is obsessed with Thor, which is very funny, right? Because Thor is blonde hair, blue-eyed guy. And yeah, it's just that's funny. That's funny, right? Because it's we need more black representation. And then there's this brother over here. It's just I love Thor. So I don't think this is going to work out. Based on my own personal anecdote of just shopping in comic book shops here in California, I go every Wednesday. There is one in my county. There is one black fellow, awesome guy. His name is Nick. Really cool. He comes in every Wednesday and buys comics. I asked him back in February, what do you think of DC So White? He goes, man, this shit's stupid. That's what he said to me. I'm like, oh, okay, I wasn't expecting that. He's like, yeah, my cousin's up and on all about that, but I think it's stupid. I'm like, so are you gonna boycott DC? He's like, hell no. So just in my local comic shop where we only have, because I've switched from the one that I shop for 15 years, because it's 2 hours away and now I have a closer one 40 minutes away. And so the one that I'm currently shopping at, we have one black regular. And he's like, yeah, I don't care about none of that. That's all stupid. And so let's just say that 13%, of black Americans, how many of them actually read comics? And then take that number down even further to are they regular DC buyers? And then the number gets even smaller. How many of them jump on your bandwagon? And so really, like, I really think you're looking at like easy numbers here. I think you're kind of just looking at like maybe a 1% dip in sales. Like, but the problem is that DC's doing so hot right now that you're not gonna make a dent. And I know you guys want to make a dent, you want to make a statement and, change things and make things, better for your people. I get it. Like, I get it. But I don't think it's going to work. And I'm not trying to be a jerk about it. I'm just saying I don't think it's going to work. I think you guys need a better plan. I don't know. I know, like, there's the go, oh, we're going to stop buying DC, and here's all these other books you could buy. So you're still giving money to the comic shop. You're still funding the industry. What difference does it make? There's plenty of black folk working at DC, so I don't really see the issue here. They got a job. They making books. But friggin' I Am Batman ain't it. And like, as everyone wants to pretend that Vixen is some, hot shot at DC, like, most people don't care about Vixen. Like, I like her, but I'm also a, 30-year DC reading veteran at this point. So of course, yeah, there's like characters, C-string characters that I like, but it's so funny because it's like, one of my favorite characters, Oliver Queen, his book got canceled. So, like, you don't see me being like, hey, I need more white guys with goatees like me in freaking comics. Like, come on, man. Like, the funny thing is, I always bring this up, but like, every live action iteration of characters who are blonde and blue eyed and have, facial hair like myself, or don't have facial hair, they all recast it as a non-blonde guy. Barry, TV show and the movie, not blonde. Oliver Queen in the TV show, not blonde. Aquaman, definitely not blonde. Definitely not white. Definitely not blue-eyed. He's like a Samoan. Right on. Samoans know how to swim better than white people, so I guess it makes sense. But yeah, you guys are silly to me. I love comics, and I just think it's so silly, and I'm like rubbing my face out of frustration thinking about this. Like, it's so funny, but I'm like, it's so cringe. Like, you're not gonna make a difference. You're not. I wish you knew how to. I wish there was a better way. Like, I wish there was something I could do. I wish I could use my white privilege to do something about it. But I'm just a jerk on the internet like the rest of you. It's like... Am I dog whistling, Carl? My dog's name is Carl. Dog whistling, I guess. I still don't know what that means, really. Dog whistles. But yeah, DC Blackout, it's a thing. I'm not gonna boycott DC Comics. What's the deal, man? Like, there is a DC ongoing black leading character, but it's not in the main continuity, so it's not good enough. Like, if you actually read DC Comics and really knew DC Comics, all continuities matter. Yeah. You know why? Because that's DC continuity. There's multiple Earths. Imagine this. DC Comics has multiple Earths. They may even have infinite Earths. And sometimes, those multiple Earths or those infinite Earths they collide with one another and have stories where they connect into each other because they're under the same publisher. So your whole argument of like, oh, it's not the main continuity. Yes, it is. It's DC Comics. DC Comics is DC Comics. Just because it says Absolute Green Lantern doesn't not make it a DC comic with a black character that is an ongoing series. It's like, it is a DC comic with a black character in an ongoing series. But they're like, it's not the main continuity. It's DC Comics. Read them, and then you'll know a little thing or two about DC Comics. But you're not going to do that. You're going to stop buying DC Comics and think you're making a difference. But no, you just look like a clown. Love you guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you